Hey guys, so in this video we are mainly talking about MultiSet SDK and how to integrate this MultiSet SDK in existing or in any Unity project. Alright, so first of all, let's go over the documentation of MultiSet Unity SDK. There are various other SDK as well, like iOS native, Android native, MetaQuest SDK and WebXR as well. But in this video series we will be mostly talking about MultiSet Unity SDK, how to follow step by step documentation, and then how to use this and integrate in our Unity project. Alright, so first of all, requirement is you should have Unity 6 installed and you should get your credentials from developer portal, and then you should also get MapSet code or MultiSet code from the developer portal, and you can use either iOS or Android development, and you should have a basic Unity development experience. So as you might have seen in my previous video, I have installed Unity 6 in my system, and at the same time because I am building for iOS, I have installed iOS build support and editor as a Visual Studio Code. Right, so as you can see, the Unity is installed here. Okay, now I will be creating a new project. Alright, so in this project it is shown as a built-in render pipeline, but you can also use SRP. So I'll guide how to use MultiSet SDK in a universal render pipeline project. So simply click on new project. Okay, select here, let's go to core, select universal 3D, give your project name as MultiSet SDK demo. You can save this project on your preferred location. I'll do one thing, I'll create a folder on desktop called Unity workspace and select this folder and create project. So this will create a Unity template project in that particular location. Now next step would be, okay, first of all we can get the credential, which I have already taken. Basically, to get the credential and MapCode, you can go to visit developer.multiset.ai. you can copy the MapCode from here if you are trying out the map set, and then you can copy the map set code from this list. And if you are trying out any kind of models, any kind of model tracking, you can try out copying the object code or model set code from here. Now to use the MultiSet SDK, you will need client ID and client secret, which you can create a new one. If you are not clear how to create it, you can follow my previous videos where I have shown how to create a new credential and how to copy them. So I have copied my credentials here. You can copy and keep it on some secure location. Make sure do not use this credential because I'll be deleting it after this video tutorial. Okay, so now once our Unity project setup is done, we can go ahead and start with our next steps. So next step would be like getting the MultiSet package using package manager. So let's see how to do that, and this I'm doing in a new laptop. So if you are not familiar with any of the steps, you just follow along step by step and you should be able to install it. So what I have to do, like I have to my Unity project setup is done. As you can see, this is a empty Unity project. We don't have anything, it's just a URP empty template which is showing some sort of a tutorial here. Nothing is there, just an empty scene, that's it. So Now our next step would be getting the package, basically the MultiSet SDK Unity SDK package from git URL. So I just copy this. It is showing navigate to Windows and Package Manager. So I'll go here, click on Windows, go to Package Manager, and here if we expand this Package Manager, so here we can see like there is a option plus button here. You simply click on it, you will see multiple options. You choose the second last, which is install package from the git URL. Click on it, paste the URL and hit install. Now what it will do, it will start installing the or downloading the MultiSet Unity SDK. Alright, let's wait for some time. While it is downloading it, let's see. So I hope this step is clear. Now once this is downloaded, just verify installation. So while it is downloading, you can see like it is downloading the dependencies and compiling all the scripts. Cool. So as we can see here, the MultiSet SDK is installed, and it is showing here as installed because we are inside this in project tab, right? And so whichever packages are installed, these are listed here. If you want to confirm, you can simply expand these packages and then scroll down, and you should see the MultiSet SDK option here. Alright, so now one more thing, like this is just the packages, but if you want to try out the samples also, you can simply go to samples tab and hit on the import button. Now what it will do, it will also import a samples directory in your project window, and we can see like the sample scenes are also added here, like the localization, model set tracking, navigation and training, and some required resource files. Cool. So this is done. Now next step is, let's go back to documentation. We can see all the dependencies are installed properly, and these are list of sample scenes. Alright, and now next step is to configure our API credentials. So now how do we do that? Let's go to our sample scenes and just open any sample scene. Once we open the sample scene, we are seeing some of the game objects in the hierarchy. Just select MultiSet SDK Manager. You can find this game object in all the scenes basically. Doesn't matter which scene you are right now, but you should see the MultiSet SDK Manager in all the scenes. So just select the MultiSet SDK Manager. On the right side in the inspector, you will see there is a MultiSet SDK Manager script. You can see the version here, and here there is a button saying open MultiSet configuration. If I hit on this, it is selecting a config file from the resources directory. Now basically we have to paste our client ID and client secret here. We already have saved our client ID and client secret, so I'll just do one thing. I'll just copy it from here, client ID and client secret. I'll paste it here. Alright, now how do we I mean, one more thing I would like to show. Let's say I don't put anything and I directly play the scene, so it will give me an log error, which you can see here. It is saying like please enter valid credential in MultiSet config file, right? So ultimately we have to provide this credential. I am just doing undo, so these are here. Now if I play the scene again, let me keep the game window here. If I play the scene now, let me show the console as well. So we should see a auth success. Now it is showing one more error saying like map or map set code is missing in the map localization manager. So auth success means whatever credentials we have passed here, those are correct and user got authorized. But now next step is like we have, if we select the MultiSet SDK manager again, and if we scroll down, we are seeing one more script, map localization manager. Here basically we have to pass, this field is important. Basically we have to pass a map code or a map set code, and if it is a map code, then this drop down has to be set to map, and if it is a map set code, then select it to map set. So since I would like to simply localize the map, I will head back to my developer portal, go to maps, copy this map code, go back to Unity and paste the map code here. Alright, now if I play the scene now in Unity editor, I should not see any error, right? It's just showing the auth success. Alright, cool. Now how do I get this particular mesh? So there is a script, map mesh downloader. If I just click on it, and this is an editor script, so this will only work when the scene is not in play mode. Okay, if I click on download mesh, so what it will do, it will simply fetch the map data and load the mesh in my Unity editor. So as you can see here, the mesh got loaded, right? You can preview the mesh. It got loaded here, so you can verify if the this thing is working, means your credentials are fine, your map code is fine. Okay, now one more thing to notice, if I build the application right away, don't think like this mesh will be also be included in the build, because it is a editor, the tag is added as a editor only. So basically this mesh will never be compiled in your build. Okay, so just keep this thing in mind. Now why we are using this, giving this option as a map mesh downloader, basically this help us to simply place content around your map. So I mean, this is a smaller map, but you can have a very large map where you can place any 3D content with respect to this mesh, this particular map, and that will be, once localized, the content will be precisely placed on that particular location only. Alright, now one more thing I would like to show is like how the model set tracking will work. So let me just save the scene so that you just cross check we have all the data saved. So map code is saved here. We have removed our mesh because it is not required. I'll just go to model set tracking. Okay, now when it comes to model set tracking, we can't pass map code or map set code because it is a model set. So we have to get a model set code. Just go to developer.multiset.ti and go to model set tab. Just copy whichever, if you have already created a model set, just copy the model set code and paste it here. Now again, to verify if it is the correct or not, what you can do, simply go ahead and click on the download mesh. So if it is the correct model set, you should see the model here. So as you can see, there is a unicorn model visible here, right? So that means the model set code is correct. Alright, now simply save the scene. Now next step, because in this video I'll be only demonstrating the localization flow. So if I build this application right away, it might not work. Let me quickly add this localization scene and switch the platform to iOS. Now there are a couple of configuration which we have to do before we build this application, because if I build right away, it will not work. Now what are those steps? I'll go step by step, you can follow along. Alright, so because it is a URP project, right, it is not a Unity built-in renderer pipeline project. So and we are also using AR foundation, right? We know, right? We are using AR foundation. So when it comes to use AR foundation in URP projects, we have to do couple of things. First of all, go to your build settings, sorry, just command shift B, build profiles, and then you click on player settings, and now here in player settings I'll simply drag it here so that it will be visible all the time. In our project settings there is a player settings tab. Couple of things we have to specify, like you have to give your company name, project name, and then in the other settings, since we have switched to iOS, we have already switched the platform, right, to iOS, so that's why it is showing iOS here. And in iOS we have to do couple of things, like you have to specify the bundle identifier. We can just give like something, any unique bundle identifier you can put here. And then one more thing, like you have to specify the camera usage permission. So basically camera permission is used for MultiSet VPS, and it also require, because there is some GPS permission is also there, so we can also say like GPS used for MultiSet georeference. All right, rest of the things can be as it is. Now next we have to select XR plugin management, and as we can see, because ultimately if we are building it for a iOS device, ARKit has to be installed. So from XR plugin management we have to just enable the ARKit. It will install the ARKit package, and these are all the only one time configuration. So as we can see, like this got installed. We can also select here Apple ARKit and just cross check it is selected here. Alright, now one major thing we have to change when it comes to build a SRP or universal render pipeline for AR foundation. Basically we have to go to graphics, and as here we can see, like it is selected as PC render pipeline asset, but we don't need PC, we need basically mobile. So what we have to do, we have to click on this dot and we have to select mobile RP asset, just confirm it. So as we can see, mobile RP asset is selected. It is actually placed in our assets settings folder, this one. Okay, so this is very important. Otherwise if without this, you will simply see whenever you install this application, you will only see some yellow screen on your phone. So if you are seeing yellow, means you forget to specify this step. The one is like you select mobile RP asset here, and then you select mobile renderer from the same list. Go to inspector, and here what you have to do, you have to add a renderer feature. So just click on it and select AR background renderer feature. This is very important. So now once you are done with this step, this graphics setting is done. Now we are also done with the player settings, and we have added couple of things. So let's go step by step. First of all, you should have added your client ID, client secret you are inside the MultiSet config file. If this is done, second check is to add a map code or MapSet code. Once this is done, you can go to project settings and just cross check if the graphics or default render pipeline is set to mobile RP asset. This is important only when you are using SRP project. If you are using built-in render pipeline, then you just skip this part. If this is done, then you also cross check if you have added renderer feature as AR background renderer feature for the mobile renderer. And last would be like cross check if Apple ARKit is added in XR plugin management, and it has to be enabled. In player setting there are few other things we can do, like we can add company name, project name, all those settings can be done. You can give a unique bundle identifier here, and this is very important. You have to provide camera usage description and location usage description. And here also you can enable these two options, enable promotion support. I mean, without this also it will work, and require ARKit support. That's it. Now we can simply go ahead, add the selected scene to the list, and now we can build this project. Just create a empty folder and choose this folder. It should export the Xcode project in that empty project. Alright, so the app is installed, and let's see whether it is working or not. It will ask for the camera permission. We grant the camera permission and then just scan the area. Great. So as you can see, the scene is localized, and we are also seeing the beautiful mesh loaded here. To relocalize, there is a button. You can simply press it, and then it got relocalized. And as we can see, the gizmo is at its own fixed location. So yeah, now if you are willing to not display the grid mesh, what you can do is you can simply go ahead to MultiSet SDK manager. Inside inspector, scroll down to the bottom, and there is a script called map mesh handler. So because here visualization is enabled, so that's why we are seeing it. If you want to use occlusion as the mesh as an occlusion, you simply enable occlusion. And if you don't want to see anything, like no mesh at all, so you simply select no mesh, and then you should not see any mesh after localization, right? So same thing can be done for model set tracking as well. If you want to track any model, you just have to specify the model set code here, and choose that scene, and build and run the application. And same goes like if you want to visualize the mesh or not. Okay, so I hope this video is helpful to understand how to integrate MultiSet SDK in an existing Unity or a new Unity project. Yeah, thank you for watching the video.